Shalom. I want to start off by giving all honor, all glory, all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokaha, Quadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and double honors to the elders, prophets, and teachers who taught us this 100% truth and rule well. Now, I just stumbled onto this video that I found on YouTube, man. Iran declares loyalty to black Israelites. Right? And the video is titled Biblical Bombshell. Iran says black Israelites are the key to true history. So you got Iran, first Putin. It's kind of crazy. They got Putin on the lower right. First Putin, now Iran. Two of America's greatest enemies on the list for the top enemies, I believe, is China, Russia, and Iran. And two out of those three enemies that came out and said, you know, that exposed some truth regarding, who the real Israelites are, man. That they're not the motherfuckers that's over there in the land today. Right? And then we're just going to grab a little bit from the video. Right? I'm going to grab a little bit from them. And yeah. Go ahead and get it started. Slacky. Make sure I got the correct video up. Oops. Slacky, give me a second. All right.
1. What do Iranian experts claim? Iranian researchers presenting this claim argue that the African roots of the Israelites are pivotal to comprehending their biblical history as well as their broader cultural and spiritual significance. Their work challenges the long-standing Eurocentric narrative, which has dominated interpretations of biblical texts and imagery in Western scholarship and popular culture. These scholars assert that the deliberate erasure or misrepresentation of the Israelites' African connections has not only distorted history, but also contributed to systemic.
Damn. That's a lot already out gate. So, right? It said the deliberate what? Go back.
Has not only distorted that the deliberate erasure or misrepresentation of the Israelites' African connection.
The deliberate erasure or misrepresentation of the Israelites, man. Right? Let's get what they talking about. Because this is in the scriptures as well. Right? You don't go to the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And that's what they did, man. That's how they distorted the history. And they going into it. Hey, this is your pa. Let's get a little bit more.
Has not only distorted history, but also contributed to systemic cultural biases, obscuring the genuine
cultural biases, right? Let's get that. Let's get the definition of that real quick. Slovakia. Grab that real quick. Systemic cultural biases, right? In systemic bias, Salakia, institutional practices tend to exhibit a bias which leads to preferential treatment or advantage of specific social groups while others experience disadvantage or devaluation. What is that? What is that? Do we not go through that systemic racism, man? Do we not go through that now? This is exactly what we're going through it. And we don't just go through it in America, man. We go through it throughout the world. Systemic racism, man. And they calling them out on it. What's going on? And they're not just calling out America, man. They're calling out you so-called ish people, man. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. You losing the damn narrative. You losing the narrative even further, and it's beautiful. And it's fucking beautiful, man. Now you got one of your enemies calling you out, just like Putin did.
Genuine identities of biblical figures. Central to their argument is the assertion that the ancient Israelites were Afro-Asiatic people, a classification situating them at the intersection of African and Asiatic cultural, linguistic, and migratory influences. By emphasizing the Afro-Asiatic identity of the Israelites, these scholars highlight profound cultural connections between the Israelites and various African civilizations.
And the
For
reason
instance,
there's that connection, Slocky, the reason that there's that connection is because Israel, where did they go after Jerusalem was sacked? They went down into Africa, man. So this is not Israelites' relationship with Africans. This is more of those Africans, that the people that being called Africans down there were Israelites. They had migrated. They fled. They always fled to Africa, man. Let's get some more. Jump up to the part I want.
this perspective challenges deeply entrenched paradigms in Western scholarship, which have traditionally depicted biblical figures such as Moses, David, and Jesus with distinctly European features. Iranian researchers argue that these Eurocentric portrayals are not only inaccurate but also deliberate distortions, born from colonial-era ideologies aimed at elevating European identities while marginalizing those of African descent.
You hear that? Which really, they're trying to take the blessing, man. That's what they really want back. They want the blessing. But do you hear that? He said it was deliberate, because it was. It was deliberate. It was their plan from the beginning. Let's get that in the book of Psalms, chapter 83. Because this was on purpose, man. Right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Right? Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Now remember, this is going into his enemies, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's enemies, which are our enemies as well. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Israel. Israel is Yahweh's people. His hidden ones are Israel. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, right? That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And this is what they're attempting to do, is delete. Well, this is what they did. They deleted our heritage, or at least attempted to. Slakia. They attempted to delete our heritage, but it was never going to be gone for forever. You know, we got it back. We know who we are now. Right? And Iran ain't doing nothing but doubling down on what Putin did, because Putin exposed them. And then Iran was like, you know what? Putin had the pictures. Let's go grab some of the history and expose these damn devils, man. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. They're against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All these devils, right? The ones who laid open a book to paint the likeness of their images. Who is that? That's Esau Edom. You opened the books. You changed everybody from looking like how they were supposed to, right? To looking like you, right? The tabernacles of Edom. Start with Edom and the Ishmaelites, right? Who is that? That's your Arabs, man. Moab, that's your Chinese, and the Haganese, right? And Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Salah. These are the enemies of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and they gathered together and became confederate to go against Yahweh and his children. And they did it. And they did it. Right? Let's get another section of the video, man. Salakia. This is beautiful, man. I saw this. It's posted 5 days ago, by the way. Saw this and was like, whoa, hold on. Gotta look at this. It's only 20 minutes if you Akim want to go look at it yourselves. It's only a 20-minute video. It's only a 20-minute. It ain't too long. Salakia.
For believers, this may mean engaging in a more nuanced and historically informed understanding of their faith, one that acknowledges the multicultural and Afro-Asiatic roots of the biblical narrative. The Iranian researchers' claims go beyond challenging popular perceptions of biblical history. They strike at the core of academic orthodoxy. For centuries, Western scholars have positioned themselves as the authoritative interpreters of the Bible, shaping the discourse around its history, culture, and meaning. This gatekeeping has often excluded alternative perspectives, particularly those emphasizing Africa's role in biblical history.
Now you see that, man. These devils are being exposed. Hey, they being exposed, man. They being exposed for everything that they doing, man. And that's no slight, cause you Iranians, you got some hell to pay too. You got some hell to pay, cause you were with them, right? It said Ishmael. That's you, motherfuckers, man. Y'all can get dealt with too, right? Let me grab the other section of this video I'm looking for. It's Lakia. Is there anything from
By
this?
presenting evidence that contradicts these established narratives, Iranian researchers not only question the accuracy of mainstream interpretations, but also expose the biases underpinning them. This critique extends to broader cultural productions in the West, including art, literature, and theology, which have reinforced a Eurocentric vision of the Bible. Iconic works by artists such as Michelangelo, whose portrayals of figures like David or Jesus, with white European features became cultural touchstones, are emblematic of this distortion. Iranian scholars argue that these depictions
distortion. Let's get that etymology of distortion. Distortion. 1580s action of distorting, state of being twisted out of shape. You twisting the scriptures, man. To fit what? Your narrative. And now Esau Edom, they're losing his narrative, man. They losing it. It started with their tongue falling upon themselves with Putin bringing out those images, and now their other enemy, Iran. Now they exposing them. They just backed up Putin. They was like, all right, Putin, it's my turn. Tag me in. Let's get these motherfuckers. Let's expose them. And just so you know, they're exposing America and they're exposing Israel. They're exposing them both. And they can't say nothing. They bringing out history and they bringing out the artifacts. The artifacts, Slocky. Come on, man. You're through. You're through. Your narrative is through. We're gonna pull the next part of this video up and we're gonna get a little bit more, man. Then we're gonna close it out.
a new perspective on biblical history. As we grapple with the profound implications of Iran's claims, one question rises to prominence. Is the true history of the Bible finally being unveiled? If the African roots of the Israelites indeed hold the key to understanding their story, then our collective comprehension of biblical history, and by extension, human history, demands a fundamental reimagining. This revelation transcends mere academic inquiry. It is a call to confront deeply entrenched assumptions and to pursue truth, even when it challenges the comfort of familiar narratives. By engaging
Pursue truth, believe, you got to believe, believe the scriptures over men. Why you believing what man say? Go and search the scriptures, man, like the Church of Berea. Come on. But our people don't want to do that, man. Our people rather sit in a Christian church, clap, jump up and down like they out their damn mind, and throw up their tithes, man. Because they think that tithes going to get them into the kingdom. And I've had people literally say that they think that their tithes going to get them in the kingdom, man. You got pastors coming out and saying that Yahweh Shai hasn't returned because we haven't they haven't given enough tithes. There's place is through, man. Can't wait for this motherfucker to get destroyed. Right? And all this truth coming out, are people still going to reject it? First, you had Putin coming out and bringing out the images. Now you got Iran coming out and bringing out some history on it. And our people still not going to say, they still not going to accept it. They're still not going to accept it. You didn't accept it when the prophets told you. You don't accept it when Esau Edom tell you himself and show you images. And now you got Ishmael telling you, damn, you ain't going to listen to shit. At this point, what? Yahushua come down. You ain't gonna listen. You probably not even gonna listen to him. This shit is out of hand, man. But let me zoom in on this. Hey, brothers, I suggest you go and look at this video. Now, it is some bullshit mixed in with the truth, but you gotta chew the meat, spit out the bones. Right? It's the name of the video again. Biblical bombshell. Iran says black Israelites are the key to true history. Are the key to true history, and that's facts. Because the real history is within the scriptures, man. And the only people able to break down those scriptures are the prophets, which I believe to be starting with the men of GMS, also known as Great Millstone. Right? And with that, shalom.